I hope everybody's having a great start to the day. And yes, just finished the vibe, ready for a great reading session. And today I was thinking about the fact that a couple of people have been asking me, good morning, Mladen. Mladen's just written in as well. And John Carpenter says hello too. So hello to everybody. So a lot of people ask me whether I actually pre-prepare the reading and whether I actually think about what I'm going to share and discuss. And the fun thing is that I don't. I am reading it real time. I am giving my commentary real time, and I am not really sure what I'm going to say or what I'm going to do. So it is completely spontaneous. It's a lot of fun. But let's get into the reading. I know everybody has things to do, places to be, goals to achieve, and that's why we read, because we are busy. So this is a great way to be able to do that. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I still have only the Chinese version, which I still need to learn a little bit more Chinese to be able to read that one. And you probably don't speak Chinese. So The Art of Thinking Clearly is what we are reading. This is a very shiny book cover. The Secrets of Perfect Decision Making. And since getting back into this book, I have been making slightly different decisions. So it's been really good. Chapter 51 today. Wow, we have been extremely consistent. It has been amazing. Live each day as if it were your last, but only on Sundays. Hyperbolic discounting. So the last time I read this book was quite a while ago. So I'm always fascinated by what I'm going to read, because I don't remember the exact details of the later chapters. Earlier chapters I do. And we can have a talk about memory and why I'm able to remember a lot of different things and what techniques I use. I thought I had a bad memory when I was in high school, so I actually read every single book I could on memory and used to teach memory. And I need to get back into the habit of actually using those mnemonic techniques that I learned, because they are amazing. But I said we'd get into the reading, so let's get into the reading. You know the saying, live each day as if it were your last. It features at least 3 times in every lifestyle magazine and has a slot in every self-help manual's standard repertoire too. For such a clever line, it makes you none the wiser. Just imagine what would happen if you followed it to the letter. You'd no longer brush your teeth, wash your hair, clean the apartment, turn up for work, pay the bills. In no time, you'd be broke, sick, and can't even behind bars. And yet its meaning is inherently noble. It expresses a deep longing, a desire for immediacy. We place huge value on immediacy, much more than is justifiable. Enjoy each day to the fullest and don't worry about tomorrow is simply not a smart way to live. Would you rather receive $1,000 in a year or $1,100 in a year and a month? Most people will opt for the larger sum in 13 months. Where else will you find a monthly interest rate of 10% or 120% per annum? A wise choice, since the interest will compensate you generously for any risks you face by waiting the extra few weeks. There could be some higher returns though, but we'll leave that aside. Second question. Would you prefer $1,000 today, cash on the table, or $1,100 in a month? If you think like most people, you'll take the $1,000 straight away. This is amazing. In both cases, if you hold out for just a month longer, you get $100 more. In the first case, it's simple enough. You figure I've already waited 12 months, what's one more? Not in the second case though. The introduction of a now causes us to make inconsistent decisions. Science calls this phenomenon hyperbolic discounting. But plainly, the closer a reward is, the higher our emotional interest rate rises, and the more we are willing to give up in exchange for it. The majority of economists have not yet grasped that we respond so subjectively and inconsistently to interest rates. Their models still depend on constant interest rates and are correspondingly questionable. Hyperbolic discounting, the fact that immediacy magnetizes us, is a remnant of our animal past. Animals will never turn down an instant reward in order to attain more in the future. You can train rats as much as you like. They're never going to give up a piece of cheese today to get 2 pieces tomorrow. So that's really what separates us. We still have that innate feeling, but we are able to actually think about the future, which most animals are not able to. But wait a minute, don't squirrels manage to gather food and save it for much later? Yes, but that's pure instinct and verifiably has nothing to do with impulse control or learning. Very true. And what about children? In the 60s, Walter Mischel conducted a famous experiment on delayed gratification. Now, this is a very interesting experiment. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it, but it is a fascinating experiment. You can find a wonderful video of this on YouTube by typing in marshmallow experiment. There's actually a couple of them now, so there's lots of interesting ones. In it, a group of 4-year-olds were each given a marshmallow. They could either eat it straight away or wait a couple of minutes and receive a second. Amazingly, very few children could wait. Even more amazingly, Michel found that the capacity for delayed gratification is a reliable indicator of future career success. Patience is indeed a virtue. And I use this myself. So I fast on Saturdays, so I take a whole 36 hours that I don't eat on Saturdays. It's good for my health, but also it allows me delayed gratification. I will very often wait with something in order to be able to have more a little bit later. I do my best. This is one of the ones that I struggle with. I love eating nuts, and I will generally eat a whole pack if I have the chance. So I am learning to dose it over 3 or 4 days because, yes, nuts are just moreish and you just feel like eating more. And it is extremely difficult to just have a handful of nuts. The older we get and the more control we build up, the more easily we can delay rewards. Instead of 12 months, we happily wait 13 to take home an additional 100. And this is so important for investing. This is the whole point that I want to demonstrate with this chapter, is the fact that if we can learn to control ourselves in the short term for certain things, then it becomes easy for us to be able to then do that with our investing. So we can keep our money for longer in certain accounts rather than seeing that there's a profit and then coming back and taking it out immediately. It's like my father who used to go fishing. He would throw the line in, and he was a terrible fisher. And this is the reason why. He would throw the line in, pull it in, throw it out, pull it in, throw it out. He got bored. So he would never sit there and throw it out and keep it there. He would always throw it out and pull it in. So there was never a chance for the fish to actually see the bait, to actually take the bait. And Milana has also added something to the comment. So let's have a look. This is questionable. Waiting for 1,100 might be too late depending on the situation you're in. Absolutely. So we need to have that balance and figure out what is the right thing for us. But we do need to build that muscle of delayed gratification so that we can do it if it's the right thing, and that we have the knowledge and the wisdom of knowing when not to do that. For example, if the market goes down, that rather than waiting until the market goes back up, which could take years, I think I mentioned this in yesterday's video, we take it out and put it in something that is making money so that we can make money in the 3 years rather than waiting the 11 years for that stock to come back from the brink. However, if we are offered an instant reward, the incentive has to be very high for us to postpone the fulfillment. Case in point, the exorbitant interest rate banks charge on credit card debt and other short-term personal loans, both of which exploit our must-have-now instincts. Are you somebody that goes out and buys things immediately, regardless of whether you have the money or not, and put it on the credit card? Or do you say, I'm going to wait to buy this item until I actually have saved up enough money to be able to get it when the time is right, when I have actually got the money? In conclusion, though, instantaneous reward is incredibly tempting. Hyperbolic discounting is still a flaw. The more power we gain over our impulses, the better we can avoid this trap. The better we get at learning and understanding and implementing the principles from this book, the more we're in control of what we are doing, as opposed to just allowing our instincts to drag us here, there, and everywhere and getting horrible results from it. The less power we have over our impulses, for example, when we are under the influence of alcohol, the more susceptible we are. Viewed from the other side, if you sell consumer products, give customers the option of getting their hands on the item straight away. Some people will be willing to pay extra just so they don't have to wait. This is like Afterpay. If you buy something now on Afterpay, you're paying in installments and you're paying a little bit more to be able to have it now and pay it over 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever the amount of time is that you are buying it on. Amazon makes a bundle from this. A healthy chunk of the next day delivery surcharge goes directly into its coffers. Live each day as if it were your last is a good idea, once a week. Or live each day as if it were your last with the money that you actually have, not with borrowed money or money on credit. So that was chapter 51. I'd love to know what you think. You can find me on Instagram. business_team_6 is where you'll find me there. And there's a couple of people that have been sending little hearts and different other things. So thank you, everybody, for that. I'm not sure if everybody is still here, but it's all good. So thank you very much for all of those. And we'll just quickly follow everybody. There we go. So tomorrow, I'm looking forward to another chapter. And Lana's also just thrown into the chat, do you value more time or money? And I'm absolutely going to say I value time more, because time is once and money can very easily be, we can earn money again, we can lose money and earn it again. But time, once we've lost that time is gone. And I'm sure you're going to agree with that, Lana. So, yes, you can message me, get in touch through Instagram, and follow some of the other things that I do, online cash flow, masterminds, different things that I do. And we'd love to have you there. And you can also find out more about the book reading. And if you want to watch replays, if you want to see some of the other chapters, then you can join us and comment on YouTube. And that is going to be the Passive Cash Flow Club. So if you type in the Passive Cash Flow Club in YouTube, you'll be able to find us there. And a couple of people have been sending things again. So that's really amazing. Lots of people interacting on Big O. It's always great having you here. Tomorrow, we're going to be reading chapter 53, Decide Better, Decide Less. And we're going to be talking about decision fatigue. This might be one of the ones that you've heard about a little bit, because it was a very hot topic at a certain stage. But I think it's dropped off a little bit. So some of you may not have noticed, or you have forgotten about it. So it'll be a great chapter to refresh that. Thank you for joining. It is amazing having you here for the reading. I am grateful that you are here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. We're here every morning, 8 a.m. Sydney time. And I'm going to let you go and work on your goals and use some of the principles that we've been learning to be able to make better decisions and to achieve greater success. So I'll see you all tomorrow.